Come on in from the family room. We see you out there. No hiding or anything. And we are about ready to cast that vibration and consciousness with a powerful practitioner who will sit there in our spiritual support center throughout the service, being that conduit for the light to shine through. And that is the wonderful Sharon De Leon. All right. Woo! And just to let you know, our spiritual support center is where you go if you have a prayer request. You can have a live prayer from a practitioner on a Sunday morning back there, and they'll take you to the chapel. They'll take you to the prayer gazebo that's out there. The last Sunday of the month, which it happens to be today, is the day in which we do our prayer wall, or we do a chalice, or we create a spot where our practitioners do prayer for you. So after the service, you'll have a chance to come up and receive a prayer. And any other time, go back to our spiritual support center where you'll find the bust of Ernest Holmes. It's only his head. Why it's a bust, I'm not quite sure why they call it that. But there sits Ernest next to Sharon. Nice couple picture. We could start rumors, you and Ernest back there. Anyway, it's next to our Dolphin Legacy, those individuals that say we believe in Seaside journeying through generations. And so they've remembered us, their wills and trusts and bequests. And just thank you to those folks. But anyway, today is an exciting day. It is a day in which God is expressing in our lives. It is a day where we get to come to recognize the essence of life is far greater than the form that is in our world, but actually the form is reflection of what is going on in consciousness. And so it's an exciting day, a dynamic day, a day in which the Spirit is moving through each and every one of us. So what I want you to do, if you would feel comfortable, is stand up, say hello to somebody next to you, welcome each other for this grand and glorious day.
Yes. Good morning, Seaside. A little more volume. Good morning, Seaside. Please remain standing for the congregational song. 1, 2, 3, 4. We all know this one. Come on. Oh, yeah. Feel the Spirit, y'all. Come on. Whoa. The Spirit of God is upon me. Whoa, the Spirit of God is upon me. Whoa, the Spirit of God is upon me. Whoa, the Spirit of God is upon me. Whoa. I used to think that I had to. I used to think that I should. Scripture told me that I had to be good, but now I love because I want to. I love because I'm free, blinded by the Spirit of love. The Spirit of God is upon me. Come on. Oh, Spirit of God is upon me. Whoa, 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 I don't need any prodding. I don't need any law. I want to sing with all my heart. God is my all in all. I let go of my burdens. Loving God has set me free. Blinded by the Spirit of God. The Spirit of God is upon me. Come on. Whoa. Spirit of God is upon me. 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 Whoa. Come on, Bob, and our very own Seaside Band. Oh, yeah. Give it up for Bob and our band, y'all. Whoa. Spirit of God is upon me. Whoa. The Spirit of God is upon me. Whoa. Spirit of God is upon me. Whoa. The Spirit of God is upon me. Whoa. I thought it was my duty. I thought it was my job. Somewhere I believed that loving God would be hard. But loving God is wonderful. Loving God has set me free. Oh, thank you for the freedom. The Spirit of God is upon me. Come on. Oh, the Spirit of God is upon me. Whoa. The Spirit of God is upon me. Come on. Whoa. The Spirit of God is upon me. Whoa. The Spirit of God is upon me. Oh. Yes, Eastside.
All right, Rebecca. Man, when you sing, I just want to dance. It's like, hey, we got you booked in for our golf tournament banquet. You're just going to do dance music all night for us.
That's right. That's right.
It's going to be a lot of fun. October, save that date.
That's right.
And so I heard like you're going to Europe to do a tour.
Yeah, doing the Dave Cos cruise again, y'all. Can't believe it.
Where are you going?
I have to remember the order, but we're going to Copenhagen, Denmark, and we're going to Helsinki, and we're going to St. Petersburg, Russia.
Oh,
and,
man. You're just getting all over.
I know. I'm excited. So.
Yeah.
I miss y'all. I miss my Seaside family, though.
But you'll be here next week, right?
Yes, I'll be here next week.
Okay, man. We're going to hold on to you as long as we can. We just love you. Anyway, we just love. That is the key to transforming it all. That's the essence. If we can bring that essence of our being, it will transform the outer world, and it doesn't matter what it is we're looking at. So let's continue to work with that essence of love that is inside of our being, and one who exudes that love is going to take us to that deeper place is the practitioner Barbara Banks.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Please join me in the stillness. There is but one magnificent, unlimited power in the universe. This power, this presence, this life, this unconditional love is the essence of all life. Spirit lovingly creates all that is so as to express and experience itself whole, perfect, and complete. There is nothing that can limit or be separate from its action. I am an individualized expression of spirit. I think with the one mind. That mind is God. That mind is my mind now. And as I know this for myself, I know this to be true for all that are here today. I know that each and every person is on their own path to a greater awareness. I know that this morning provides the opportunity to experience and receive, as the words of Dr. Christian lovingly place into the palm of each person precious gems of wisdom,
be still and know that I am God. Be still and know that I am. Be still and know that I am God. Be still and know. Be still and know that you are God. Be still and know that you are. Be still and know that you are God. Be still and know. Be still and know that we are God. Be still and know that we are. Be still and know that we are God. Be still and know.
Good morning, Seaside. I'm Rebecca Venkatraman. Wow. So the gentleness of love flows through Barbara as she gives us the invocation, and then Rebecca comes in and just cracks our heart wide open. Wow, what a way to start the morning. Well, I am so excited as I stand here and I look at all these new faces. Welcome, welcome. We're so glad to see all of you first-time visitors. We have a package for you by the door, and it's got great things in it like coffee and muffins and free CDs, so be sure and pick one up. We know you could be lots of places this morning, and we're thankful you're here with us. So, as many of you know, it has been my great privilege to be at Seaside for the second year of my practitioner training. I had the great wisdom of Carolyn Holder and Jenny Mills shared with me. I had the privilege of spending 2 years in the ministerial school here, and next month I graduate. But wait, it gets better. I have a job. I have been called to Palm Desert to be the lead minister for their women's group. Thank you. Thank you. And of course, none of it would be possible without the great generosity, the wisdom, and the gifts of Reverend Christian, the time he's allowed me to be with you, and the love you've shared with me. Thank you. So this morning we're speaking of essence, and I found a passage that I've known, but I didn't know who it was by, and it is by Marianne Williamson, who's going to be here next month. So I'd like to share this with you. Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is our light, not our darkness, that most frightens us. We ask ourselves, who am I to be talented, fabulous, beautiful? Actually, who are you not to be? You are a child of God. Your playing small in the world does nothing. There's no point in shrinking so that other people won't feel insecure around you. We are meant to shine as children do. We were born to make manifest the glory of God that is within us. It's not just in some of us, it's in all of us, everyone. And as we let our own light shine, we unconsciously give other people permission to do the same. As we are liberated from our own fears, our presence automatically liberates others. Wow, from this place of power and remembrance, I ask you to join me in prayer. I know there's one source of good in the universe, and that source is God. Timeless, changeless, and ever-present. All courage and wisdom. I affirm my oneness with infinite intelligence. Spirit speaks through me, as me, for I am the voice of truth. There is one life. That life is perfect. That life is God's life. And that life is my life now. What I know for me, I know for every person within the sound of my voice. Each person was led here this morning to remember their essence, to call forth their highest good in this moment, to let their light shine, to surround others, to uplift others. And I know that the next step is revealed through the words of this morning as Reverend Christian Sorensen shares his wisdom. We are so fortunate to have the opportunity to gather in this beautiful, sacred place, to be blessed, to be enriched, to be uplifted, and to be guided through our own remembrance. I know that healing happens now. I know that each person here is blessed in the most magnificent way. And I am so thankful for the opportunities to have been of service. In this perfect moment in time, with a joy-filled heart, I release my word to the law of mind, knowing it is already done. And so it is. Amen.
Good morning, Seaside. We're going to miss you, Rebecca, but congratulations. That is amazing. So happy for you. Out there to continue to share the message and spread love. Love it. Well, good morning, Seaside. It's my pleasure to introduce our guest artist today. We love when she's here. She's just so special, and she just brings an energy kind of like unlike nobody else, really. So we love when she comes down. She came all the way down this morning with her beautiful little 6-year-old daughter from Los Angeles, and she does have CDs with her, so please see her after the service if you're moved by her message, which I'm pretty sure you will be. So without further ado, please help me welcome beautiful Angel Travis.
Good morning. All right. It's been a coming such a long time, Spirit following me. All of my days, all of my life, chasing me down every way. Comes in the high tide and God comes in my low. God comes everywhere I go. Wake up, angels. Wake up, angels. I'm not letting you get away. Don't you know that you are made for greatness? Don't you know that you are what dreams are made of? You are what dreams are made of. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. Takes my hand through every plan, takes my mind and makes it plain. Turn after turn, oh, I'm not getting away. No, 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 my God is after me. Yes, and I'm going in the love. I'm gonna fall right it comes down in my low. Oh, Spirit is everywhere I go. Don't you know that you are made for greatness? Yes, you are. Don't you know that you are? Yes, you are. You are made for Don't you know that you are? Don't you know? Yes, you are. You are made for greatness, greatness, greatness. Oh, don't you know? Angels listen that you are, you're made for greatness. Oh, don't you know, don't you know, don't you know, you must 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 know, you know it now, you know it now, you know it now. I am made, 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 I am made for greatness. Oh, yeah. I am made, I am made, I am made. You are made, you are made for greatness.
Woo! Woo! That is Angel Travis. Woo! You are made for greatness. Oh my, oh my. Man, my whole spine is chilling. Made for greatness. Angel Travis. Woo! How do you like that for an affirmation? I am made for greatness. Let's say that. I am made for greatness. Now, that's the essence I'm talking about here today. You know, you just feel that moving through your body. 3 of us. Okay. Well, yep, that is the essence. That is the life force. That is the truth. That is what I am speaking about today. And that is the essence of your being that is far greater than anything this world can throw at you. How do you like that? Okay. So that's really the premise of what this morning is all about. And we know that, and if we're able to just operate from that place, that would be great. But what happens is There's some things that get inside and begin to play with the essence of our being, and we're using that great power of creation and manifestation to perpetuate the very heaviness that sometimes goes on in our world. And if it's not heavy enough going on in our world, then all of a sudden we begin to be weighed down by some of the heaviness that is going on in the world. And that's big. Though there is no large or small in the mind of God. It's just when we're talking about the issues last week we spoke about. I won't address them again today since that was Earth Day last week. But, there's almost as if there's an anxiety in the collective consciousness of the world, whether it's a Cold War or global war. I can go on. But that heaviness, the anxiety in the collective consciousness, you don't have to agree with that when I'm referring to this abstract truth of that is not our being. But it's there. And it kind of sits there. And what is it? What can we do with that? I mean, when we have a personal issue going on, we bring forth the essence, the truth, the magnificence of our being. And, we call up a friend. We go visit a practitioner, have a session with them, or we take a class. We do the processing, and we move through those kinds of things. But when we're dealing with the heaviness that is going on in the world, it's a little bit more difficult to find a person to talk that out with. Say, hey, what's happening here? I mean, let's say you're having issues with your finances or paying your mortgage, or you got fired, or the issue in your relationship. You at least know how to articulate that in the conversation that you're working through, with the essence coming forth into a greater expression. It's just that when you stop to think about that we're in a war and we just bombed a village and killed innocent children and other people, it's like, what do you say about that? It's not something you bring up over lunch. And so it sits there in the back of our subjective, just working its way into the creative consciousness and the essence of our being, because it's like I don't really have anybody talk it over with. In that lunch, I would talk about what's going on in my world, maybe how I feel about that. But these other things that weigh heavy in the consciousness sit there, and they're important. I mean, but the news will kind of relate them between box office receipts of the latest superhero movie and what our stars are wearing on the red carpet. We'll throw in a little bit of this other stuff that's plaguing the planet. And so it sits there. And so what I think is important for us to do is to begin to find a place where I can begin to take a look and realize we're in this twilight time. We're in a time between a new epoch. We're in a time between night and day. It is a magic time. And it is a time where I absolutely have to believe that there is a transition that is taking place upon this planet, and that we have been called to the world for times such as this. And it takes more than just throwing out our metaphysical assumptions. It's like, oh, everything's good, got it, has it handled, I'm going to wake up tomorrow and everything's fine. Hasn't quite happened that way yet. But what's imperative is that we continue to know that there is something that is stirring inside of us that is greater than anything that is going on in this world. That is the essence of our being, that is greater than any form that is in this world. And as this world begins to bring what seems to be these big things into our life, I have got to not fall prey to the heaviness of the challenges or the darkness, because I feel sometimes as if that darkness is taunting me. Okay, Christian, where is that love thing you've been talking about showing up? It's as if that is the time where the darkness is saying, okay, do you really believe? Do you really believe that love is greater than that essence of your being, that greatness? I am that greatness. I am that life force. What is happening is in those dark times, it is an invitation for the light. Look at that. In those challenging times, it is inviting you to dig down a little bit deeper to a place you maybe haven't delved into before, and to bring forth the light. It is the time to recognize, do I really believe this embodiment of the love that is greater than what is going on in this world, that I can bring that forth? Because we have been brought here as an expression of God, not to be subdued, not to be snuffed out by the bushel, but to bring our light of love and a greater possibility. How does that sound for an assignment for you? That is the greatness that you have been born to bring into this world. Rumi, the wonderful mystic poet, said, "You were born with wings. Why do you prefer to crawl through life?" You were born with wings. Why is it that you prefer to crawl through life? Life's going to throw us these curveballs. But your essence The truth of who you are. Your God expression is greater than. And when you're challenged, that's the invitation to bring forth your life. Not to hide it under that bushel. Not to deny it, but to know that the omnipresence of God means that the full expression of the qualities of God is present. There can be nothing unlike God in that full expression and the realization of the presence of God that is there. So when something happens and distracts you off your greatness, it's your responsibility to come back. Great jazz musician Wynton Marsalis, trumpet player, was playing in a nightclub, New York, and place was packed, and he was just finishing up this great trumpet solo of a romantic ballad, and it was just, his hit that last note had everybody mesmerized by the greatness of his essence coming through that horn and the music. And as he hit that last note and just about to go quiet, just a cell phone went off. And as that cell phone ended, he found 4 following notes, the same sound of that cell phone, followed by some more notes, and then just went into a bunch of riffs and played this amazing improvisational song based upon the original notes that were horrific, that became masterful. You get what we can do in our life when something can become horrific and bring us to our knees. We can choose to improv here and bring forth a new sound leaping off the foundation of what was disturbing to us. You get to decide, what am I going to do with this? Have I lived with the darkness and the heaviness or my story long enough? Am I ready for a new one? A new opinion on how I can be with this? There's this guy who had trouble sleeping all of his life because as a kid he believed there was somebody under his bed like that was going to get him. I like Calvin, I guess. But so he went to a counselor and he shared to the counselor that he has trouble sleeping because he believes there's somebody under his bed. It's not a good thing. And you think you can help me, Doc? And the doctor said, yeah, I think I can. You just, you put your life in my hand for this year. You come visit me about 3 times a week. And he said, well, how much is that? And the counselor said, it's $150 a session. And he said, well, let me go home and sleep on that. Talk about monsters, But and he never came back. But about 6 months later, this guy ran into the doctor out on the streets and said, hey, you never came back. What about that situation, not being able to sleep, somebody under your bed? And he said, I thought about that, and I did, $150 session times 3 times a week for a year. That's $23,400. And I shared it with the bartender, and he cured me for $10. and so with the other 23 grand, I went out and bought myself a pickup truck. And the counselor was just indignant and said, and so what did he tell you? And he said, well, go home and saw the legs off your bed. And there's ain't nobody living under there any longer. So there's nothing like getting a second opinion here in life, a second kind of approach. And what I want us to understand is when you live and move have your being in the atmosphere of God, it doesn't matter where you are or what is going on in your world, that you take that consciousness with you. I mean, you can feel it here at Seaside. You can feel it walking along the beach. But that presence is just as present in a bar as it is in a repair shop waiting for your car to be fixed. You live and move and have your being in the consciousness of God, and you can enter that field of awareness anytime you choose to do that. That essence is ever available. You are not bound by the form of this world, but rather you get to walk through this with a sense of ease and a grace and recognize that life is going to do its thing. The thing about daily life is that it's, daily. It's going to have its challenges. It doesn't read self-help books, and it doesn't consult with your calendar to see if you have enough time to deal with this issue. Its people doesn't call your people so you can. I don't care how many self-help books you've read. I've noticed that life still has its bumps. And it has its wounded individuals show up in your life, and you will be asked to be greater than that time and time and time again. And you do that by tapping into the love of your being, the essence of who you are. That can never be taken. It can never be depleted. The essence of who you are is far greater than any of the forms that are in this world, but you're the one who has to remember to tap into the love of who you are. It is God. It is presence. It is the life force. It's you. And so when something is dark or broken or challenging in your life, you go to, where's God here? Where's the essence of my being and my consciousness? How can it manifest in a new kind of way with a second kind of opinion around this difficulty? Being it's the beginning of the baseball season, I like some, baseball stories, and one I just came across was about the famed Louisville Slugger bat. Anybody who's played baseball or Little League or high school ball, you know that the baseball bats are Louisville Sluggers. And the official story that comes out of Louisville is their origin was in 1884 when this young 17-year-old wood apprentice went to a local baseball game. His name was Bud Hildridge. And he was watching the game, 1884, and one of the guys came up and he broke his bat. So after the game, Bud went up to the guy, his name was Pete Browning, and said, "Hey, Pete, come to my dad's shop, we'll make you another bat." The guy went to the shop, his dad and him made him a baseball bat. Well, Pete went out the next day, and he was known in that town as the Louisville Slugger, and he went and just had 3 great hits that day. And everybody in the game the next day went to his dad's shop to get bats made from him. And Dad wasn't pleased because in those days, baseball was associated with boozing, womanizing, and gambling. Didn't like it, but as the profits began to soar, he kind of forgot those other things. And now they make over 3,000 baseball bats a day, and in the spring season, which it is right now, it's over 5,000. And so it all started, according to the Louisville Slugger Company, from a broken bat. The new bat came from a broken bat. I share that with us because our broken whatever in our life, or our challenge, or our difficulty can hold on to our attention, and our consciousness continue to rotate, gyrate, obsess over that difficulty, the broken bat. Or you can say, this darkness is an invitation to bring my essence, to bring my light to this world. It is asking me, am I really going to embody my feeling of truth and love here that is greater than what's going on in my life or in this world? And as I begin to have my world bring more light, I begin to add that light to the heavy collective anxiety that is weighing in this world, and we begin to tip the scales in a new kind of way. And I often hear people say, "I did that for a while, Christian, but I'm getting tired." Or my life was working and now it's not working. Or my life is working and I just don't know how long it's going to keep on before the other shoe drops. You ever know anybody who says, "Life's been going good, but how much longer can that last?" Oh, yeah. When will that other shoe drop? Well, my affirmation for that is when my life's going real good, it's not when is the other shoe going to drop or how long is it going to last. It is like this is the seed of the greater yet to be. As good as this is, it's just the beginning. It's getting better. I am greatness is what we were singing, which means it's good and getting greater in our life. Good to greater, good to better. I don't know what's the appropriate English here. I just know that light is getting brighter when I allow the essence of my being to be greater than the concerns, the darkness, the challenges, the fears, or the difficulties that show up in life in the world. So I get to decide, okay, what am I going to do with this? How am I going to move from good to great? There's books by that name. It's not mine. It could have been. One mine. It came from the same place. Another baseball story. Ty Cobb. You guys, anybody knows Ty Cobb? Greatest batsman in the history of baseball. Those of you who don't know, if you play baseball, if you can hit about 290, 300, you're a superstar. You make the all-star team. You make, tens of millions of dollars a year. You're one of the top hitters in the game. If you're hitting 300 or 30%, 3 out of 10. Can you believe that? You're great if you can hit 3 out of 10. I fail in school at 3 out of 10. But baseball, they pay you millions. Anyway, that seems to be the level that consciousness is at. And Ty Cobb, and people will hit that for a few years, but they don't, the longevity of their career, it doesn't last, it goes down, and that's the end of their career. Ty Cobb, long career, his average was 367. Far exceeded anybody. One year he almost hit 400, which no one has ever come close to. Here is truly one of the great hitters of all times. And when he was being interviewed when he was 70, the reporter asked Ty Cobb, said, "Ty, if you were playing baseball today, what do you think you'd be batting?" He said, I don't know, maybe 290, 300. And the reporter asked him, "Well, is that because of so much travel now? Or is it because we've got night games? Or is it because of the new pitches, those sliders, and the way they juice up that ball? Or the bat? What is it? He said, no, it's because I'm 70 years old. There was a belief there. See, that is the kind of belief that we've got to have. That is the kind of essence. That is the kind of light that is going to allow the greatness to continue to get better and greater as we walk in this world, and we are that experience. We are the ones who've got to know that we are in that time, that transitional time, and that as we begin to bring our awareness, we sometimes can see things and wish, oh man, I look at children sometimes and see their innocence and how they just love to learn and the wonder and what happened to that and why did we lose that, and realize we can't live life in the past lane. Rather, what we've got to do is begin to realize we need to live fully now, that we have continued to grow, we have continued to evolve, we have continued to bring forth experiences into our life. And Bob Seger in his song Against the Wind said, if I only didn't know now what I didn't know then. If I just didn't know now what I didn't know then. But you know what? You cannot put the genie back in the box. If all of a sudden you begin to see places where the light is missing, if all of a sudden maybe the news isn't reporting what is going on, but you've read a little bit deeper and you realize what is taking place upon the planet, you are being called at a time such as this to bring your light, your love, and your higher belief of possibilities to situations and dynamics that are calling you into expression. It's asking you to believe in something that is inside of you, that knows, to trust the inner motion and the movement of your being, and to listen to that intuitive voice. We've got this great intuitive guidance, and we begin to question, is that my intuition or is that my head? Is that my ego? What's going on inside? And we tend to trust it if it tells us, go save the whales, save the trees, the polar bears, go back to school, get a bachelor, a master's, a doctor. That's my, those kind of things that would make your mom proud. But I got to tell you, if you want to, here's a rule of thumb for distinguishing what direction you should go when you hear that inner intuition. And intuition, Agatha Christie says, we all know we have, but we can't really explain it. But the rule of thumb for listening to its guidance is not so much what it says as to what is the prompting those words. What is it, fear or is it love that's prompting those words? So it says it's time to leave this dynamic in my life. Am I leaving this dynamic because I'm afraid? Or am I leaving this dynamic because there's something greater about love and light that is calling me forward? Follow where I'm going with that? You want to take a look at the motivation behind the words or the message of that intuitive hit you have. What is the motivation that has brought this inkling, this hunch, or this awareness to me? This is what I've got to learn to develop and listen to. And you become more familiar with that sound as you meditate. You go to the mountaintop. You get that higher perspective. You look down upon your life. You have that observer, that witness consciousness that takes a look and says, hey, Christian, you're playing games with yourself again. Have you ever watched yourself think? Yeah? Okay, if you've watched yourself think, then you're not the thinker. Think about that. You are the observer of those feelings. You ever felt like you were ready to go into a tantrum and you kind of decide, yeah, I really want to get into it, or no, it's time to stop it? See, you are the one who's observing those emotions and that thinking and what's going on. You have that greater consciousness. And so in meditation, what happens is you're not escaping from your life. What you're doing is you're moving deeper into the question. You're moving deeper into an understanding of what this anxiety is that's sitting in me. May not necessarily be coming directly from me, but it's part of the collective consciousness that is sitting heavy. And I'm being called to embody the light that I am in this world. I'm being called to embody and bring forth the essence that is willing to sit in those tough conversations. Be willing to call something that is different in life than people are actually responding to. And as I begin to move in that direction, I am honoring that intuitive place that is a conduit for the greater wisdom to show up in my life. And it may be contrary to the popular opinion, but do I have the courage to put that out there? Albert Einstein, pretty smart guy. He said that our intuitive mind is a sacred gift and our rational mind is its servant. And we have created a society that honors and worships the servant, and it forgets the sacred gift. It's the mind we get so caught up with. But is that something that moves through the mind? My book, Living from the Mountaintop, which I just happened to be starting a class this week about. So what a surprise, I'm reading from this great literature. But anyway, the book and the class, what it does is it takes you from the difficulties and the darkness and the heaviness of operating in the minutiae of this world and moving up to the higher vibrations where you just become the light. So, I think last time when I read from this, I read the first page, which people said sounded like an ayahuasca trip, but really it was a mystical experience that I had. But I'm picking up at the end here. And so it says, visionaries are excited and revitalized about new possibilities and are framed oftentimes as fanatical and extremists by those who prefer the robotic, non-questioning conformist. Are whistleblowers the heroes of our times, or are they the criminals some would want us to believe? So darkness is cast and people move into fear, forgetting at any time they can flip the switch, turning on the ever-available light. And if you don't flip the switch, it will never matter that it was available to you all along. The first hint of light all of a sudden reveals new insights beyond what has been seen and known by many and defended by few. The bringers of this new bright light reorganize priorities from their interdimensional viewpoint. Master the light now, while you're healthy and able to travel through the interdimensional portals beyond the battle of opposites. Don't wait to find resolution in a pained heart later when you're exhausted and your body no longer functions as it once did. It's a lot better to store up the light while things are going swimmingly in your world rather than when the riptides roll in and pull at you. You're far better to prepare to deal with the chaos with a good amount of spiritual insurance in the bank of your consciousness. It's just better to do it now. I mean, when you're held, it's a great time to deal in these dimensions of greater understandings and get in touch with the essence of your being and the love of who you are when you're in a good place. I mean, if you're brought to your knees in a broken heart and you're sitting with the heaviness, it's still a good time to go there. But if things are going swimmingly, what a strange word I used, but kind of went with riptides, I guess. But it's like when your world is working, that is the time to use your health and well-being to delve into deeper states of awareness and possibilities so you can bring that when you are challenged, when the world fills with anxiety, when wars go off in your life or on this planet. All of a sudden, you have come in contact and have had the direct revelation and the experience and the mystical experience. And when there are challenges and things are moving and changing in our world, which they do quite rapidly, if you have noticed, I find that is the time you delve into those eternal, changeless qualities. Tap into that eternal compass that is constantly based and pointing toward the love and the joy and the light and the immortality and being that conduit for the Spirit to express. You have that eternal compass that is changeless. And when things are moving around you, if you have familiarized yourself because you've been to the mountaintop, you have spent the time in that mystical connection, you know the truth and that you are a light for the world, particularly when the darkness comes. That is the invitation for you to bring the new thought and the new possibility and the greater expression into it and to let go of the old patterns. Steve Jobs says, don't be trapped by dogma, which is just living the result of other people's thoughts. Don't be trapped by the dogma or the way things have been or the precedent that has created this little space in which people have sat behind and life worked here for a while. But life is growing. It is evolving. It is moving. And you can feel that in your soul. But sometimes what aches in the soul is you can't quite get there. You found the love and the intimacy in love. You're jiving with your soul purpose, and yet something's still not quite connecting. It's as if you've been wrapped in this cellophane. It's like you can see it, and you're close, and yet there's just a membrane of something you're unable to push through. You want to pierce the veil. There's the metaphor, is piercing the veil and stepping through to the other side where you are able to live and to experience what you can see and what you sense and you know is the truth and is the light that is within you that will do that, and life will give you the opportunities to find that strength. But what I've noticed sometimes is that when I've got the little issues in my world, they sometimes stir me. You know, I forget about that eternal compass within. And the little things just like, I was trying to find my book I teach from, Living from the Mountaintop, and I was tearing the house apart because in it were all the notes from the past previous years, and one page correlates to the other page, and that work spot, it's like it was a lot of years put into, and I can't find it. It's like really getting to me. I broke my door in my closet in the office looking for this thing. It was ridiculous. Or let's say working with Trevor, his brain highways. Nancy, bless you for all your work. But he's got an 18-year-old guy who's a young man who just is not happy doing it, and trying to get that to happen is like exhausting. And mom is worn out, and it's crazy. And these things kind of sometimes rattle me. And then I get a call with something like really serious, like somebody's had a severe accident, somebody died. A challenge with a child. And all of a sudden, boom, I just come to the center. Like I get to that place of stillness. I just, go there. And what I realize is those things that frazzle me do not contribute to resolution. But when I move to a place of stillness and create that opportunity from the mountaintop or the quiet place that I have familiarized myself with, that essence of my being, I can call forth, and what comes through me in that moment becomes significant and a game changer. And so when we are contributing to the chaos, we're not affecting the change we're looking for. But when we are contributing the love and the peace, all of a sudden we're creating openings and possibilities and healing to take place. We have pierced that cellophane as if we have jumped out of a box and stretched our arms and neck, cracked that and twisted around, and the sun is upon our body, and all of a sudden we're living that which we knew was possible, but for some reason been stuck going through life with this cellophane, not quite living fully, missing out on that little extra juice, that excitement and that joy that is there. But what's imperative for us to realize and to remember, what is within us is always greater than what's out in the world. You got that one? What is within you is greater than what is out in the world. And consciousness doesn't come from your brain. It comes through the brain. It comes through you. And it's not about trying to create an atmosphere where you can make things happen. You're not trying to heal something. You're not trying to heal someone. What you're doing is creating the space for the spiritualization of consciousness. You're creating the space where you are bringing the light. This spiritual work does not remove you from the world. It doesn't ask you to be an ascetic or a hermit where you hang out in a cave or a monastery. You're to be a mystic in this world, not a mystic in a monastery. You've been brought to be a light to this world, and that light is not to be hidden under a bushel. The essence, the flame, the love, the passion, the joy, the gift that you have to bring to humanity is needed now more than ever before. Ernest Holmes told us, change your consciousness today and you'll see change tomorrow. You do no change in consciousness today and you see no change in the effects of the world. You are being given the tools. And now you get to take that and apply it in your life in ways that are relevant, right, and real. It could be your body, it could be your relationships, it could be your finances, it could be the world, it could be whatever, but you're being asked to pierce that veil that has you in that saran wrap so you can let the light and the love and the joy and the spirit out so we can begin to be bright in this world with the new thought and the new possibility that those that kind of like the way it is are going to try to keep it, but you are bringing something greater that is good for everyone involved because you're honoring that presence of the divine in and through all things. God bless you as we do this together. Hey, let's keep it going as we bring Angel Travis back to our stage.
Thank you.
Thanks. All right.
In crevo diaboles eres gut sum Valedio, Valedio. Looking outside and looking inside, closing false doors and false windows, leaning into breath, I pray. I rest in your hands here, naked and empty. I am ready. I am ready to fall into your surrender. Sanctify me. I am holy. Sweet God, I am. We keep looking in others to find you, or leaning on them to hide our pain. But you know, God, you are always in my center. I will not move from here. I am yours only in sweet surrender. I grow wings and I know that I am yours. So won't you sanctify me? I
That is Angel Travis. Oh my goodness, what a journey. My whole cellular level is just, man, what an emotional song. You just able to go there in front of us with that. Thank you for your vulnerability. That is just very beautiful. Angel Travis. Be able to do that twice in the morning. That is like putting it all, leaving it all out there for sure. Oh, wow. Oh, divine me. Holy me. I am. Get back here. Okay. Hey, this is the time of our service where we have the opportunity to share together our gifts, our love, our offering. We get to take that wonderful vibration of that God being inside of us and share that to support God's work. And just allow the abundance of this universe to pass through you in this moment. And as you give, it comes back. It's not why you give, but that's how it works. As you step into that law of circulation without the strings attached, you're supporting Spirit. What you find is Spirit supporting you. Itself as you. You know, it's like you support your fear, you get fear back. You support the love, you get love back. You support the circulation. Whatever you're circulating in life is what comes back into your world. That is casting the bread upon the water. And so I invite you to listen to your heart and your soul and just feel the appreciation for Spirit and how Spirit shows up in your life at Seaside with this amazing music and what we do with our kids and together and as family. And as you support that work, Spirit supports its work as your life. It's how it works. And the only way you will know for sure is to step into that flow. So with that, I want to invite our ushers to come forward as we take our gift from our hand and our heart and our soul, and want to say thank you to this wonderful team, as well as a great thank you to all those who mail in your contributions when you cannot be here on a Sunday, and And those that participate in the auto tithe, they make the contribution on a regular basis or have set that up in the auto tithe program or the once a year or whatever that is, that consistency, it makes a profound difference in our ability to operate with a sense of ease and grace, knowing that that flows there. And those of you at home, bless you. We know you're there. I was just given this list. Those that are watching, some of them been talking with Kat. You got Emily and John in New Jersey. Hey, we're selling your tote bags. We're working on it. Come on back. We got Cher Watson, who's in South Carolina. You got Tracy, Marla. You got Michelle Hogan. You got Hal Pilote. John Beethan. He'll show up in a little while to get this and podcast it. But you know what? There are people we're touching that you never see who don't sit in this room, and they support this community. So we thank you for that. So with all this love, I just want to do this prayer of gratitude with the most generous of spiritual communities at Seaside. And I step into this wonderful vibration of love and light, and I can feel the emergence of that greater expression, knowing that each of us becomes that conduit, that wellspring through which that infinite passes into form. The essence begins to take form in our life, and the essence is far greater than that which is materializing. So what I know right now that takes shape in our life is that greater abundance where we're able to live with a sense of ease and grace and trust and security and peace, knowing all that could ever be needed in our life has already been provided for, whether it has to do with finances, whether it has to do with health, whether it has to do with creativity. That Spirit of God you give in one place and it shows up everywhere because it is omnipresent and it shows up in ways that are relevant in our life. And so I say thank you, Father, Mother God, for blessing and gracing my world and giving me the opportunity to share this blessing with life. And so we give in love and we receive in love and we just move with this wonderful circulation of the abundant expression of love. And so it is. Amen. And together, let's say this affirmation of abundance, which is, Spirit continues to bless my world. Gratefully, I live as the giving expression of Spirit, opening the floodgates of the affluent flow of greater good as my life now. Those are your guys from Seaside. And so as I stand for this bounty of love, I can feel the outpouring of blessings and gifts and Spirit that has moved through each and every one. For each one of these gifts come from a deep place, and it is received with great appreciation and gratitude. For this love is profound and solidifying the base and foundation upon which Seaside stands. So filled with the gratitude for the gifts that have been given, they are received and handled in good stewardship, and it's put forth back out into that flow, bringing the love and the good and the blessings to everyone it comes in contact. Thank you, Father, Mother God, for this opportunity to be part of this wonderful healing flow of life. And so it is. Amen. Right. Hey, this is Nikki, one of your board members here at Seaside, and keeping a good eye on us for sure. So thank you. Speaking of thank you, Angel Travis, thank you for driving down this way from LA with your 6-year-old daughter who wants her own cell phone now, I understand. Yeah, good luck, Mom. And Rebecca, bless you for the wonderful artistic expression, the musical gifts you bring us week after week. You're a gift to us all. And Rebecca, oh my goodness, congratulations on your letter of call that is waiting, your graduation in 2 months, and the gifts that you've been to Seaside for 3 years, the pastoral care you led us through, the support you have given me on Sundays, and all the blessings. I know it pours through your licensing, test-taking time with an ease and a grace, for that reciprocal expression of Spirit is there for you. So thank you for the gifts you've been to Seaside. We'll miss you. Giving us sound today is Ed. Thank you very much. Giving us the visuals is Mar. Thank you very much. No, there's CDs available after the service if you want to pick one up in the bookstore, or you can always watch it online. So a big shout out to the Crawford Film Crew. There's 3 in the sanctuary, 3 in the editing room. It's control room, I think they call it. So, but take a look at Sunday program. There's a lot going on. Classes, you heard about my Mountaintop class. I'd love to see you on Tuesday nights. But also coming up in a week or two is David Kane. He was mentored by my mom, and he's sharing for practitioners on how to create and sustain a wonderful clientele. So that's going to be up in less than a couple weeks. So that is available. Also, Gourmets for God, start thinking about that. We're going to be out there creating host families. I think Susan is at the table for John and Emily, who are in New Jersey, getting ready to present those bags that are available. Lots going on. Mayor's Prayer Breakfast Thursday morning. If you want to come be at the breakfast with the whole interfaith community and the city staff and the mayor, and listen to all sorts of different clergy and cantors and imams do prayers. That's what's going on. But what I want to know is, guys, anybody want to talk to me here? Hey, Grace, you want to say anything? Ramon, do you want to say anything? Yeah, okay. Who's your favorite? I was going to say, who's your favorite baseball team?
Dodgers.
Oh, that's okay. I'm a Dodger fan. I just saw your Padre hat, but that's okay. Dodgers are good. And anyway, so what were you going to say? I'm sorry. I interrupted you.
We're talking about Mother Earth.
Oh, Mother Earth. You still have a party going on today? Yeah. Nice. I like the party hats. That's fun. Anybody else want to share? Yes. Hey. All right. Hey, let's say together our affirmation for our children, and that is, we see you, we love you, we support you in your magnificence. And being it's the last Sunday of the month, it is our Sacred Sunday. I want to invite any of our religious science practitioners to stand up here with me. It is a Sunday where I will pray, we'll sing ourselves out, and you can come and receive a prayer from our practitioner. So we create this prayer wall or this prayer chalice. So our practitioners all got together on retreat yesterday to deepen their spiritual experience. And so take a look, see which one you want a prayer from, see who's standing up here. And I guess I'll stand by myself. And I want to give a special shout out to this wonderful practitioner who has just been honored by our movement at emeritus status. And so for more than 2 decades, you have been holding the consciousness, developing your art and skill of prayer and meditation, and the movement acknowledges you this month for the wonderful gifts you have been in consciousness. So congratulations, Ellen Rice. And so I invite you to join us in this wonderful space and consciousness where you can feel the love and the caring and compassion. As you look upon this wall, a chalice of light, know that what is pouring forth from this very moment is Spirit made manifest. For there is something that is just so tangible, that is real, that it is essence passing into form. For truly the blessings of the divine is touching us in this very moment. Feel it. Sense it. Allow that intuitive self to begin to experience, become the experiencer, that witness of that divine motion of the Spirit in your life, healing and transforming. And just allow yourself to feel the touch of God coming down and making your physical being absolutely comfortable. coming into alignment, healing anything that may be out of balance. For right now is a perfect moment to just open up to that which cannot be described but can be experienced. Allow yourself to just resonate with that wonderful divine vibration, and it is in this moment of divine motion that a healing happens for you. Personalize this. Allow whatever seems to have caught your field of awareness in the physical form. Know that it is the experience that is going on in the human condition, but there's nothing in the human condition that can stand before that one light, that one power, that one life, that one force, that omnipresent, omnipotent expression of the divine itself that is having its expression as your life. Feel that touch, feel that motion, feel that movement of spirit moving now, not only in your awareness, but in your body, in your life of affairs, in your business, in your career, in your creativity. Feel that. Feel the essence of life itself. I need not tell it what to do, but rather I allow it to show and to reveal to me in this moment the perfection of any spot of concern or challenge or darkness. And as this love moves in this moment, we go out to the wonderful Rebecca. We know for her ministry is divine and it is grace. But also what weighs on her heart at this point is her son, who is fine, but took a fall in Mammoth yesterday and broke things, tore things, ripped them, and sits in Mammoth this time, contemplating surgery there or in LA. And so I know that right where Drew is, the presence of God is moving through his body, and clarity of the healing procedures and modalities are made known for him, and the responsiveness to his physical form is there. And for mom to feel the peace and the trust and know that her son is surrounded, he lives and moves and has his being in that field of God awareness that is not dependent on where he is or what is going on. For prayer requests I just heard for Bob and Barbara. Bob, that open heart surgery, that right where he is, the healing has happened, that truly the medical modalities are God in expression for his very life, for his very being. The presence of God moves through him perfectly, and the responsiveness to his wholeness is swift, perfect, comfortable, successful. And Barbara is surrounded by the loving support of her spiritual community and family. And for our beloved Ed Gerber, who sat in that wheelchair section for years, if not decades, know right now that he made his transition from this world to the next a week ago or so, that he moves on, free from a wheelchair, free to express himself. That zest and that twinkle that was always in his eyes, that which had him dancing even when he was in a wheelchair, that spirit is what continues to live forth, now free to express himself as he is. And I know right now that every member of this spiritual community is blessed by the grace of God that moves in our individual lives, moving us to a greater conscious connection. That every prayer request that has been brought forth is answered, that our practitioners who stand here today as emissaries of light and love speak the words of truth as we ask for the prayer, and healing happens. For there is something powerfully good around this field that is Seaside, that it continues to grow, it continues to thrive, because it continues to say yes to the vision that Spirit puts before us, and courageously we step into as a family that which is next, knowing that the greater good for all continues to have its way. So grateful to be part of this emergence of God expression in our own unique Seaside kind of way. We bring the light to a world that had called for it from the darkness. We bring to this world a brightness of the infinite, a window, the veil that has been parted, an essence that comes out into life and expresses as the presence of God made manifest. And so I'm grateful to stand as a witness. I'm filled with appreciation and joy for the good that has its way. I stand with gratitude that the words have been spoken, that they're manifesting now, and I let go because it is not my doing. I surrender my way to the infinite way, to the divine made manifest, for that essence within takes the form in our world that is blessed and rich and wonderful and grace. And so it is. Amen.
There was a time in my life I thought I had to do it all for myself. I didn't know the grace of God was sufficient. I didn't know the love of God was at hand. But now I can say, if you are discouraged, struggling just to make it through another day, you've got to let it go. And this is what you have to say. Come on. I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life. And my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. So no more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. Said I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life. And my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. Said no more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. Come on, Seaside, you know what to do. Just beautiful, yes. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. Yeah.
And our affirmation is, the essence of my being is love. Together. The essence of my being is love. Touch your heart and say it again. The essence of my being is love. One more time like you mean it. The essence of my being is love. And our song of grace.
I'm living in love. I'm living in peace. I'm living my life for what I believe, through joys and through fears. In this world I walk, God's grace shines on me, and it shines on us all. We are living in grace. We are living in grace. We are living in grace. We're living in love. We're living in peace. United we stand as one family. We honor all truth as together we walk. God's grace moves through me, and it moves through us all. We are living in grace. We are living in grace. We are living in grace. We are living in grace.
Come on up for prayer. We're here for you. We'd love to just pray with you. Know the truth in your life, your world.